Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. Yes, we'll start with the session. Mm, Yesterday, uh, day before yesterday, we have discussed about what is image, then what is digital image processing, and the major steps in digital image processing. So, an image is nothing but a two-dimensional function f of x comma y, where x and y are the spatial coordinates, and the amplitude of f at any point, any pair of coordinate x and y is called intensity of the image. When x and y and the intensity values of f are all finite discrete quantities, then we call the image as digital image. So digital image composed of finite set of elements, each of which has a particular location and value. And these elements are nothing but the picture elements are pixels. So we have discussed about the origin of image processing, the history of image processing. The first image processing image was in 1920 in the form of the picture cable from Antarctica to New York. Then later on in 1922, the picture quality is a little bit enhanced. And in 1962, 8 today, we are going to explore the image processing in different areas, such as medical images, then in defense, as well as in fingerprint recognition, biometrics, in the law authorities, face detection. Please mute yourself, participants. Students, please mute yourself. So, the image processing have been exploded into different areas of applications. So, the applications can be extended to the computer vision as well as computer graphics, as well as it can be combined with machine learning as well as artificial intelligence techniques. So, the fundamental steps of image processing, first we need to acquire the image, then we need to enhance the quality of the image, and we need to restore the image. Then next is compression. So, image compression in order to save the storage space as well as the time required for processing the image. And the last is segmentation. So, segmentation, the output is represented, that is representation and description has been considered, and we are going to assign the labels to digital images. So what will be the digitization, how to digitize an image? So if we consider an image, so image is nothing but two-dimensional function, which is f of x comma y. X and y are the coordinates. So image may be continuous with respect to x comma y coordinates, also in amplitude. So to convert it into digital form, we have to sample the function in both coordinates as well as in amplitude. X and y are the coordinates, and the intensity values are nothing but amplitudes. So digitizing the coordinate values is nothing but sampling, whereas digitizing the amplitude values is nothing but quantization. So digitizing in the sense we need to process in digital form. We need to process the image in digital form. So how to digitize? For an image, we must digitize it so that it can be processed by the computers. For an image, we usually use the intensity function f of x comma y to represent it. So this intensity value is nothing but amplitude. And the coordinate values are nothing but the coordinate values, that is x and y, which are considered for sampling. So x comma y, which is nothing but the location of a point in the image, f of x comma y, which is nothing but the intensity of the image x comma y. So f of x comma y varying from 0 to infinity. Next, a simple model is considered, which is f of x comma y is equal to I of x comma y, r of x comma y. So I of x comma y is nothing but the intensity of the incident light, where I of x comma y varying from 0 to infinity, and r of x comma y, which is nothing but the coefficient of reflection, which depends on the object light casts. So r of x comma y varying from 0 to 1. So it should be in between 0 and 1. So we have two functions. First is intensity function and second is the reflection coefficient. So take this picture as an example. We need to represent f of x comma y, which is nothing but the intensity function. X and y are the coordinate values. First, sampling. So we need to convert the image into digital form by using spatial coordinates. So these spatial coordinates are nothing but pixel. Quantizing. So we need to digitize the intensity function f of x comma y. So we have two types of techniques for digitization of the image. First is sampling, which is nothing but digitizing, that is converting the image in the form of spatial coordinates. Quantization, which is nothing but converting the image in digital form by using intensity function or amplitude functions. Image processing, which can be done with these two techniques. So we need to consider two types of sampling, two types of techniques. So these are considered to be uniform sampling. So uniform sampling in turn, all the sample points are equal spaces. So these are placed at equal spaces. Uniform quantizing, if all the gray level intervals are at the same point. So suppose there are n pixels along the horizontal direction x, along the x coordinate, m pixels along the vertical direction y, then how to represent the digital image? So digital image can be represented by a matrix form, that is by using arrays. So it can be represented by the following matrix, which is represented by f of x comma y. So it is represented by f of 0 comma 0, f of 0 comma 1 up to 0 m1 s1, and till f of n comma 1 comma 1.0 n minus 1 comma 1 up to f of n minus 1 comma m minus 1. So this is how we are going to represent the image by using matrix. So for any point x comma y in the digital image, x belongs to 0 to n minus 1 and y belongs to 0 to m minus 1. So f of x comma y belongs to 0, 1 up to l minus 1, and B, which is please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, students. So the number B of bits required to store the digital image. So B is equal to M into N into K. So K is nothing but the constant. So this is how we are going to enhance the quantity, which can be stored in the form of the tabular representation, that is number of storage bits for various values of N and K. So image formation, that is the image is formed by using these techniques. So first we need to represent, we have to consider the scene element, then image system which can be projected, that is along the image plane x and y, and the output is nothing but digitized image, so which can be in the form of either sampling or quantization, which makes use of either the sampling or quantization. So next is image acquisition. So image is captured by a sensor, that is by using camera, and digitized if the output of the camera or sensor, if it is not already in the digital form. So this analog to digital conversion makes use of sampling and digitization techniques. So now we consider the components of image processing system, components of digital image processing system. So if we consider the elements of digital image processing, so these are classified into four categories. First is image acquisition, that is how we are going to capture the image, how we are going to acquire the image. So image can be captured by using digital camera or scanner. or video camera. Image storage, all kinds of digital memories such as hard disk, tape, optical disk, as well as frame buffers also needs to be considered here. Next, the main processing technique makes use of computers, which are supercomputers, with the specialized software. Image display, so it is nothing but a displayer or all kinds of hard copy devices. So this can include printer, CRTs, and so on. So four categories of elements have been considered. First is image acquisition, that is capturing the image by using digital camera or scanner or video camera. Second is image storage, where all kinds of digital memory such as hard disk, tape, optical disk, so these are considered. So here comes mass storage, online storage, and archival storage. Three types of storages are used in case of image storage elements. Image processing, where we need computers with software. Image display, where we are going to display the image through hard copy devices. So next we'll consider these elements in detail. So if we consider the general purpose system for digital image processing, so these makes use of image sensors, specialized image processing hardware, computer, then image displays, hard copy, mass storage, image processing software. So as well as a network is to be considered. So we'll consider each of the function of each element in detail. So first component is sensing, that is by using image sensors, we are going to sense the image. So with reference to sensing, two elements are required in order to acquire the digital image. So the first, which is a digital device, that is physical device. So first device is physical device, that is sensitive to energy radiated by the object. So that object we wish to image. So if we consider the object to be imaged, physical device which is sensitive to the energy radiated by that object. Second, which is called digitizer. So digitizer is a device for converting the output of the physical sensing device into digital form. So two devices are required in case of image sensors. First is a physical device and second is digitizer. So two elements are required in order to acquire the digital image. First is physical device, that is sensitive to the energy radiated by the object we wish to image. Second, which is called a digitizer, which is a device for converting the output of the physical sensing device into digital form. So today most digital still cameras use either CCD image sensors or CMOS sensors. So both types of sensor accomplish the same task of capturing the light and converting it into electrical signals. So each cell of CCD image sensor is an analog device. When light strikes the chip, it is held as a small electrical charge in each photosensors. The charges are converted to voltage 1 pixel at a time as they are read from the chip. So next, we need to consider processors. So processors is one of the component in case of image processing techniques. So we need to consider RISC versus CISC. So RISC, all of you know, reduced instruction set computers, and CISC, which is complex instruction set computer. So MIMD, again, which stands for multiple instruction, multiple data stream. SIMD, which considers single instruction, multiple data streams. Pipelining is required in order to reduce the time required for the processing. So this is about the RISC and CISC. CISC, which is complex instruction set computing. RISC is reduced instruction set computing. So optimized code is obtained in case of RISC, whereas CISC, which is hard to implement, which is difficult to implement. MIMD, which is multiple instruction stream, multiple data stream. Several processors execute different instructions on different data streams. SIMD, single instruction stream, multiple data stream. So several processors execute the same instructions on different multiple data stream. So pipelining is required in order to overlap the output of one element to the input of the next one. So elements in the pipeline are often executed in parallel in a time sliced fashion. So pipelining is used in the processors in order to reduce the time as well as in order to increase the efficiency of the processing. So processors which makes use of RISC or CISC machines, SIMD, MIMD are, so these are implemented with pipelining technique. So this is the second component of image processing. So the first component, as we have discussed, is sensor. Sensor in order to sense the object which we need to image. Second element, which is processor. So next we'll consider the computer. The computer in image processing system is a general purpose computer which can range from PC to a supercomputer. In dedicated applications, sometimes specially designed computers are used to achieve a required level of performance. So next is mass storage. So we need the mass storage in order to store the digital image. So there are three types of digital storage that are available for digital image processing applications. First, which is short-term storage, second is online storage, and third is archival storage. Mass storage capacity is a must in image processing applications. So we need to store the image by using mass storage devices. So an image of size 1024 into 1024 pixels, in which the intensity of each pixel is an 8-bit quantity, it requires 1 megabyte of storage space. So if the image is not compressed. So digital storage for image processing application falls into three categories. So one method which is considered to be short-term storage. So in case of short-term storage, which is nothing but the computer memory. So we can implement this short-term storage by a specialized boards called frame buffers. So I think you all know about the frame buffers. So that these can store the images and can be accessed rapidly. So this can be done usually at the video rate. So the latter method allows virtually instantaneous image using zoom as well as scroll. Then second is online storage. So online storage takes the storage in the form of magnetic disk or optical media storage. Short term, which makes use of frame buffers as well as the computer memory. Online storage, which makes use of magnetic disk or optical media storage. So the key factor characterizing the online storage is the frequent access to stored data. Finally, archival storage. So archival storage is characterized by massive storage requirements. So massive storage requirements but infrequent need for access. So first method is short-term storage, which is nothing but computer memory. Another is by specialized boards called frame buffers. So this stores one or more images and can be accessed rapidly. Then second is online storage, which allows the virtually instantaneous image zoom as well as scroll. So also they can include PAN, horizontal shifts. So they generally takes in the form of magnetic disk or optical media storage. So key factor characterizing the online storage is frequent access to the stored data. Archival storage, which is characterized by massive storage requirements but infrequent need for access. So these are some of the examples of mass storage devices. So then comes image displays. So image displays in use today are mainly color TV monitors. So monitors are driven by the outputs of image and graphics display cards. So these are considered to be integral part of the computer system. Hard copy devices, which are used for recording the images, which include laser printer, film cameras, heat sensitive devices, inkjet units, and digital units such as optical and CD-ROM disks. So these are about the hard copy devices. So hard copy devices which are considered to be one of the component in image processing system. First component is sensor, which consists of two devices, which is for the first is considered to be a physical device. Then second is digitizer. Then second component which is considered to be a computer. Then third is mass storage devices which are considered to be in the form of shard storage, online storage and archival storage. And the next is computer, and this considered to be hard copy devices. So hard copy devices makes use of laser printers, film cameras, heat sensitive devices, inkjet units and digital units such as optical and CD-ROM disks. So next comes image processing software. So there should be an algorithm that runs on your hardware in order to achieve specific results. So this software can be your own designed algorithm, or you can just be an end user using Photoshop. So a specialized software is required in order to run the image processing applications. Next, image displays, I have told. These are in the form of color TV monitors. So monitors are driven by the outputs of the image and graphic display cards. Next is networking. So without networking, the image processing doesn't happen, doesn't process. So networking is almost default function in any computer system in use today because of the large amount of data inherent in image processing applications. So the key consideration in image transmission is nothing but bandwidth. So bandwidth can be accomplished through networking. So in dedicated networks, this typically is not a problem, but communications with remote sites via internet are not always as efficient. So all these are about the components of image processing system. So as we have considered, the first component is image sensor. Second component, which is considered to be uh, specialized image processing hardware. Next is image displays, mass storage, image processing software, computer, and the last is network. So all these are about the components of digital image processing system. So we have considered image, digital image processing, then fundamental steps in image processing, which are nothing but image acquisition, that is acquiring the image enhancement. Then third is the image restoration, image compression, and the last is segmentation. Finally, we are going to represent and describe the image by assigning the labels. So then we have considered digitizing the image. So digitizing the image can be done by using two techniques. First is sampling and second is quantization. So when the image is continuous with respect to x and y coordinates, it is considered to be sampling, and in case of quantization, we need to consider the amplitude values. So next, I consider the components of digital image processing systems. So these are the components. So all these are about the fundamentals of image processing. So next we'll consider representation of image. So how to represent the image? Again, we'll consider sampling and quantization in detail. So as we have considered, the image can be represented in continuous two-dimensional function, that is f of x comma y, where x comma y are spatial coordinates. Amplitude of f at any pair of coordinate x comma y is called intensity of the image. So when x, y, and intensity values of f are all finite discrete quantities, we call the image as digital image. So digital image composed of finite set of elements, each of which has the particular location and value. So these elements, which are nothing but picture elements, are pixels. So how to represent the image? So there are three representations we have to consider in order to represent the function f of x comma y. So this is the first representation. So in this representation, plot f function with two axes determining the spatial location, and the third axis, which is nothing but the values of f, which are nothing but intensities, as a function of spatial variable x comma y. So there are two axes x and y representing the spatial location, and f of x comma y, which is nothing but the intensity function. So this is how we are going to represent the image in first type. We are going to represent x, y as coordinate values, f of x comma y as the function of intensity. Then in case of second representation, so second representation, which is much more common. So it show f of x comma y as it would appear on a monitor or photograph. Here the intensity of each pixel, intensity of each point is proportional to the value of f at that point. So three equally spaced intensity values are used here. If the intensity is normalized to the interval 0 and 1, the intensity values are normalized, are spaced in the interval 0 and 1, then each point in the image has the value 0, 0.5 or 1. So monitor simply converts these values into black, gray or white. So black, gray or white, which are the pixels. So these can be represented in the second representation. So third representation makes use of numerical matrix representation, numerical array representation. So here m into n numerical array is used. F of x comma y, which is considered to be the function of x and y, x varying from 0 to n minus 1 and y varying from 0 to m minus 1. So each element of matrix is the image element, which is nothing but pixel or pell. So next we are going to represent the image as a function. So function 1. So image as a function 1, which is represented as function of the space. So if we consider the space in terms of x and y coordinates, typically 2D projection of the 3D space is used. But the image can exist in the 3D space directly. So we can project two-dimensional, but the image is obtained. The image can exist in the 3D space directly. Image as function 2. So the fact that 2D image is a projection of 3D function is very important in some applications. So this is important in image stitching, for example, where the structure of the projection can be used in order to constrain the image transformation from different viewpoints. Image as a single valued function. So here the function can be single valued. That is, f is a function where we are going to map r of m on a single value, that is r. M is varying from 2 and 3 up to n. So quantifying, for example, intensity. We are going to quantify the intensity. So we are going to obtain the image like this. That is gray image with black and white. Image as a multi-valued function. So in case of multi-valued function, so f is a function which is a mapping from r to r raised to m on R3. So R3 represents the different color intensities. So these colors are nothing but red, green and blue. So the multiple values may correspond to different color intensities, for example, red, green and blue. So we are going to identify here red, green The blue is not there. So we are going to identify these color entities. So image as a multi-valued function, we are going to map the function f r raised to m on r raised to 3. 3 represents the r, g and b. R represents red, g represents green and b represents blue. So next is images are analog. Usually the images are in the form of analog representation. So we need to convert these images in the form of digital form. Notice that we define the images as functions in a continuous domain. Images are representation of an analog world. With all digital signal processing, we need to digitize our images. So digitization in the sense, we need to convert the images into digital form. So in order to convert the images into digital form, we need to apply two techniques. First is quantization and second is sampling. So next we'll consider digitization. So digitization is nothing but converting the analog signal into digital form by applying two operations. First is sampling, second is quantization. Both operations corresponds to discretization, that is converting into discrete form of a quantity, but in different domains. So we need to consider sampling and quantization. So what is sampling and what is quantization? So if we consider the image function f of x comma y, which must be digitized both spatially, that is in the space, and in amplitude, that is in intensity, in order to become suitable for digital processing. So typically frame grabber or digitizer is used to digitize the analog video signal. So in order to create the image which is digital, we need to convert the continuous data into digital form. So this involves sampling and quantization. So sampling is nothing but digitization of coordinate values. Quantization is nothing but digitization of the amplitude values. So this is the primitive of sampling and quantization, the basic definition of sampling and quantization. So first we'll consider sampling. So in digital image processing, sampling is reduction of a continuous time signal to a discrete time signal. Sampling can be done for the functions varying in space, that is spatial coordinates, time, temporal coordinates, or any other dimension, and similar results are obtained in two or more dimensions. So it takes in two forms. First is considered to be spatial and second is considered to be temporal. Two types of sampling has been considered. So sampling in the sense, we are going to reduce the continuous time signal into discrete time signals, and that too with respect to coordinate values. So spatial sampling is essentially the choice of 2D resolution of an image, whereas temporal sampling is nothing but adjustment of the exposure time of the CCD. So this is about sampling. So how to convert the voltage into digital form? So we are going to sample at different discrete points. So we are going to digitize the analog signals, that is coordinate values with respect to time. What do you need? What you need to know about sampling? So sampling is considered to be reduction of continuous time signal to a discrete time signal. In sampling, the values on the y-axis, usually amplitude, are continuous, but the time or x-axis is discretized. So sampling is considered to be the primary step before quantization process. Sampling rate determines the spatial resolution of the digitized image. So in case of sampling, single amplitude value is selected from different values of the time interval to represent it. So next we'll consider quantization, which is the next step to sampling. So quantization is the process of mapping the input values from a large set to output values in the smaller set. So it is opposite of sampling. It is done on the y-axis. Sampling done on the x-axis, whereas quantization is done on y-axis. So when you are quantizing an image, you are actually dividing the signal into quanta. So quanta are nothing but partitions. So we are going to partitioning the image into different parts. On the x-axis of the signal, there are the coordinate values. On the y-axis, we have the amplitudes. So therefore, digitizing the amplitudes is what referred to as quantization. Digitizing the coordinate values, which is nothing but sampling. Digitizing the amplitude values is nothing but quantization. So this is how we are going to perform the quantization. So here we are going to consider 5 different levels of voltage, and we need to perform the quantization, that is partitioning the y-axis in terms of intensity values into different levels. So why we need to consider quantization? Transition from the continuous values of the image function and its digital equivalent is nothing but quantization. So it makes a sampled image truly digital and ready for processing by a computer. So here the x-axis is continuous and y-axis the amplitude and the y-axis or amplitude is discretized. So we need to discretize the amplitude values. So it can be done after the sampling process. So quantization reduces the continuous curve to a continuous series of staircases. So quantization results can appear in the form of staircase results. So staircase means small rectangles in the form of stair steps. So these exist at regular time interval. So the values representing the time intervals are rounded off in order to create defined set of possible amplitude values. So these are about the sampling and quantization, the basic concepts of sampling as well as basic concepts of quantization. So next we'll consider sampling 1, how the sampling 1 is performed. So sampling, in which we are going to apply discretization of the space, so that is of the domain of the function. So this function can be f, which can represented by 1 to n into 1 to m, x varying from 1 to n and y varying from 1 to m. So this is mapped on r raised to m. So this is the staircase, the result showing sampling. So it appears in the rectangle form. The result of the image sampling and quantization, it appear in the form of black and white pixels, that is after applying the steps. So here the one-dimensional function, which is the plot of amplitude of continuous image along the line segment AB. So sampling 2, in which the image can be seen as a matrix. So f is represented by f of 1 comma 1 to f of 1 comma m and f of n comma 1 to f of n comma m. So it is represented by the matrix. So smallest element resulting from the discretization of the space is called pixel or picture element. So in case of 3D images, the element is called voxel. So this is how quantization looks. So quantization corresponds to discretization of the intensity values, and the intensity values are nothing but amplitude values. So so this is considered with respect to codomain of the function. So after sampling and quantization, we'll get f as a function 1 to n cross 1 to m mapped on 0 to L. So this is the result after performing the sampling and quantization. So quantization corresponds to transformation q of x, that is quantizing the function f of x comma y. So this is considered with respect to 4 levels. So it appears as 4 steps, and in case of 8 levels, we are going to consider 8 levels. That is 8 steps are used in order to perform the quantization. So typically 256 levels suffices in order to represent the intensity. For example, for color images, 256 levels are usually used for each color intensity, for R, for G, as well as for B, red, blue, and green. So this is how the result appears after performing the digitization by applying quantization as well as by applying the sampling. So here, if we consider the plot of amplitude, that is intensity values of continuous image along the line A comma B. So here A comma B is a line segment which is considered to be the horizontal line. The random variations are due to image noise. So to sample this function, we take equally spaced sample along the line AB. So these are considered to be the equally spaced samples. So we are going to consider these in detail in next chapter, next unit. So just this, I'm going to give the example. I'm going to give some example for quantization and the sampling on a digital image. So we want to consider this line segment and we need to perform the segmentation, sampling and quantization of this image. So first we need to apply equally spaced sample along the line AB. So next, squares imposed on the samples are shown as small black and white squares superimposed on the function. So set of discrete locations gives the sampled function. So in order to make the digital function, the intensity values are almost converted into discrete quantities. So this represents the intensity scale divided into 8 discrete intervals ranging from black and white. So all these are about digitization and sampling. So next is we need to represent the image with resolution, proper resolution. That is, in order to enhance the quality of the image, we need to consider the resolution. So all these are about the fundamental concepts of the image processing. First, we have considered image, then we have considered digital image, then digital image processing, history of digital image processing, then the fundamental steps which are used in image processing. First, what is the first step? Is anyone? You can unmute and tell. Is anyone? Is anyone from the students? You can unmute and tell the answer. Yes, you can unmute. Unmute yourself and can give the answer. What's the first step? First step is image acquisition, acquiring the image. Second step is, what is the second step? Second step is, yes. Second step is image enhancement, enhancing the quality of image. Then we need to perform image restoration in order to remove the artifacts, remove the noises. So remove the errors if any in the image. So then fourth is image compression to reduce the size of the image as well as we have to improve the quality of the image. Then the last is image segmentation and we need to store the image after segmentation by assigning the labels. So next we have considered the digitization and sampling concepts. Then we have considered the fundamental components of image processing. So fundamental components are in the form of sensors, mass storage devices, image displays, computer, and the networking and the display devices. So all these are considered to be the elements of image processing system. So next we have considered the representation, image representation by using array form, by using the two coordinate values x and y and f of x, y, which is considered to be the function of intensity value along the third axis. Then second representation, we are going to make use of the projection, and in case of third, we are going to use the array representation, the matrix representation. Then digitization of images, where we are going to digitize the images. We are going to digitize the images by using sampling and by using quantization. Sampling is nothing but the digitization, that is converting the